Chester.
Good morning, everyone. Happy holidays to all. First, I want to thank our chief and MTA police because, as you know, we had the holiday trains running, even the nice, beautiful lighting ones, and I was glad to see the officers there. And yes, just to let everyone know, a lot of those kids like to ask for their autographs because they think when they wear those suits, they look like they're Iron Man or superheroes. So I just wanted to make everyone feel happy because I made a promise to the kids today, so they already heard me already. As we end this year with a great year of the railroads, I want to thank them because we have seen more accessibility signages. We have seen more boarding areas. And I love the early gift of Flushing. Thank you. But as we do continue, we must still continue advocating as an advocate for many years for accessibility. We still have to continue working together as one. And continuing is very important because we have done seeing a lot of new trains, a lot of new updated stations with LD lighting, a lot of seeing the officers on the platforms, checking, making sure everything's fine. The cleaners are cleaning, the station's getting nice and brighter. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone on that. I know it's also hard. We have to still work together to help the homeless, to remind them that please do not block the platforms. Please, this is not an area to sleep. We need to work with the city, Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, to remind them that you have a home somewhere. Please try to go there. We need to keep the area safe and clean always. To everyone here, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy holidays, and Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you for your remarks. Our next speaker will be Oliver Chester, followed by Mr. X.
And good morning, board. So I would just like to say that, the M7s on the Long Island Railroad, they have seen better days, to say the least. Because, the railroad only has one maintenance facility at Hillside. And for a fleet of that big, that's an issue. We need to find another way to get the maintenance up to par. And also, might I add, yesterday we saw a lot of major delays and a lot of disruptions. I understand that the snow plays a major impact, but come on, we can do better than that. Anyways, have a good day.
Thank you for your remarks. Our next speaker is Mr. X, followed by Jesse Figueroa. Mr. X. Our next speaker will be Jesse Figueroa, followed by Iris Kelly.
Good morning, everybody. Jesse Figueroa here, Transit Emperor, representing the Veterans of Foreign Wars Department of New York, District 1. Railroads are vital connections for veterans, seniors, and all New Yorkers. I urge you to continue prioritizing accessibility and affordability in every project. On behalf of the veterans I represent, I wish you and your families a joyful holiday season and a new year of unity and service. Happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, and happy Hanukkah. Thank you.
Thank you for your remarks. Our next speaker is Iris Kelly, followed by Alita Dupree.
Yes. Reporting something that happened a month ago, on November 8th, and where they had service for when they had the transfer rerouting, and Mineola was supposed to get buses, but the problem was that there was nobody on the platform to say which way you had to go to get off the platform, and also went to the street level to show exactly where the bus was, because it was not good. I had no idea where it was at. It took me a long time before I even found the buses, and one MTA guy there saying any bus you can take, but that's not the right way of doing things. They did it in Mineola. Hicksville times, they're always perfectly on the platform, always in the street level, and then showing where the buses were. Now, I don't know why you're not doing it the other way also. And then why you make people go from track 1 to track 12. It's not good at night, especially. And try to make it, when you want to go home, you shouldn't have to walk all the time, go over the bridge to get home. It shouldn't be like that. Manhattan's got easy, but they should include us also to make sure it's done properly. We have a short distance to get on the train and get home, not the thing is forever to get there. And what else was I say now? Also, your lost and found page is not very good. I try to put something in, drop down, half stuff's on the drop down screens on any of them. But you should have it where it's just a plain thing. You just type in the top one, what it is, and how you describe everything. Not have these drop down boxes saying this is going to be such and such, and it's not even on the list, what I'm looking for. It's a disgrace. But you do a pretty good job, though, on the trains itself. Get the train, very quick moving. What you think about the railroad is good, but need more improvements. Thank you.
Thank you for your remarks. Our next speaker is Alita Dupree, followed by Joseph Morales.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair Mark Herbst and members. Alita Dupree, for the record, she and her with Team Folds have some Grand Central for you with the old track number signs. I don't know if any of you remember the old track number signs, but I do. First of all, Albany. I should read the book by William Kennedy. We're going to go to Albany. And when you start that, I'm going to use it. I lived in Albany in my later teens, and that's a place I enjoy going back to, and I have friends there. So sign me up for that service. I'll take Metro North to get there. And definitely use Grand Central Terminal. I'm looking forward to the continued rollout of the new locomotives in Metro North, and where we are using electricity with the underrunning third rail. But how can we ensure accountability that when we are in third rail territory, that we are using the electricity? I can't really tell by listening, but sometimes I watch videos. It sounds like diesel engines are still being run in third rail territory. So I ask that we ensure accountability with that because I can't base my assessment on sounds that I may not understand. So we want to ensure we're doing what we need to do. And performance is good. We're getting ridership back. 300,000 people on the Long Island Railroad coming back and using the system. And we're seeing accessibility improvements. And I look forward to the new fare changes. And yes, I'll assume that when I take Metro North to Albany, I can buy that ticket on train time, because that's what I use. You can never have enough Grand Central Terminal. Very best to all of you and yours in the holiday season.
Please conclude your remarks. Thank you for your remarks. Our next speaker is Joseph Morales, followed by Andy Pollock.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me okay? Good morning. My name is Joseph Morales. I'm a sophomore civil engineering student at Manhattan University in the Bronx, and I'm also known as and I'm also a Bronx resident. For the Metro North and LIRR committee charter, there should be a requirement that each county served by the railroads has equitable representation on the committee proportional to the number of riders in each county. This ensures that all areas of the region have an equitable say in railroad-related affairs. Also, there should be a stipulation that a new committee be formed for the Metropolitan Suburban Bus Authority if it ever comes back to fruition and Nassau County buses are run by the MTA. Committee members should include Nassau and Suffolk County board members, along with the chair of the MTA and the president of the MSBA. One member from NYC can also be added, since many nice bus routes run into Queens. This is to ensure that riders from what would be MSBA territory have the strongest say in making decisions for Long Island buses. And just to clarify, I know nice buses are run by Transdev. This I'd assume would be if the MSBA ever comes back into fruition. Also, the MTA should look to receive much more than $365,000 it's supposed to receive to support connecting services and for a much longer duration of time. This is due to the fact that demand in these services will likely grow due to congestion pricing, especially when tolls increase, and could be better utilized with more investment. Money could go to initiatives like more frequent Hudson Link services and a revival of the Newburgh Beacon Ferry, which many area residents and even the coalition Save the Ferry have called for. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your remarks. Our next speaker is Andy Pollock, followed by Jason Anthony.
Good morning, everyone. This is Andy Pollock speaking from Passengers United. So 2 things we're going to discuss for December. First things first, I am so glad the elevator is back at Auburndale. We're at a very busy travel period given that it's the holiday season, and a lot of people do use the elevator at my specific station, Auburndale. So thank goodness it's open just in the nick of time as the holiday season was starting. The main thing I wanted to discuss with you all this month was about the M7s. The M7s, I mean, they've been constantly breaking down lately. There's been a bunch of mechanical issues in the past couple of weeks. And there's a deadline by 2029 to have the new M9A cars sent to the Long Island Railroad. Now, these cars specifically, and they're supposed to have USB-C charging ports. So that's one of the urgent reasons why we need them, to meet the modern day needs of everybody charging their smartphones on the trains, and also tablets included, and some computers also have USB-C ports nowadays. But also the M7s are just not going to make it through another decade. We can't go into 2030 realizing that these M7 trains are just going to keep breaking down. So please get on it, be urgent, be vocal. We need the M9A trains on the Long Island Railroad fleet as soon as possible, because we can't keep seeing these M7 trains constantly breaking down. People run late to work, or people run late to an event, and the M7 just clunks out on them. So with that, thank you all for letting me speak. Have a happy holiday, and I expect to speak to you all again in 2026.
Thank you for your remarks.
This call is no longer being recorded.
Our next speaker will be Jason Anthony, followed by Jack Connors.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Anthony, the Transit Guru. At this time, I'm home, but hopefully I'll be at 2 Broadway for the Transit Committee. For those complaining about the M7, you guys are forgetting that the M3s and M3A should retire by now. Stop complaining about the M7s and let the M3s retire properly. And about the M9As, they should go to Metro North and not the Long Island Railroad. And about the Long Island Railroad, the Long Island Railroad serves 3 major airports: LaGuardia Airport, JFK Airport, and MacArthur Airport. But Metro North serves currently 0 airports. So, Justin, I know that you're listening. Let's get together and do a feasibility study to have the Port Jervis line have a branch to go to Stewart Airport, or have a connection from Beacon to go to Stewart Airport, because since that the Save the Ferry coalition wants to save the Beacon Ferry, we could have a connection to Stewart Airport, and that could have more ridership altogether. And I love seeing the holiday trains on the Long Island Railroad. This is the first. Let's continue to do it. And Metro North, let's continue to do it throughout the year. So happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, and happy Kwanzaa. And I'll see you guys later at Transit.
Thank you for your remarks. Our next speaker is Jack Connors, followed by a brief second call.
Good morning. I'm Jack Connors, Research and Communications Associate at the Permanent Citizens Advisory Committee to the MTA PCAC. I had the pleasure of riding Metro North to and from the city twice over the Thanksgiving holiday, and I'm looking forward to taking it again over Christmas. With record on-time performance and travel times faster than Amtrak, it's no mystery why more and more New Yorkers are opting for the New Haven line over I-95 traffic. And the same goes for the LIRR. I was surprised that, after logging well over 4 hours on the New Haven line, I did not encounter any information on screens or at Grand Central Terminal about the fare policy changes set to take effect January 4th. We also voiced these concerns in a letter to the board and leadership last month. We're pleased to see that you've since launched tabling events across the MTA service territory. That said, more forthright communication is needed on digital screens, around stations, and to the press. Some of the changes will require riders to change their ticket buying habits, so it's important to communicate these changes more clearly. Victories for riders like expanded family fare to 12 to 17-year-olds and half fares to the AM peak for senior, disabled, and Medicare-eligible riders deserve their moment in the sun. So too do day passes and the much narrower ticket validity window that together fundamentally change the ticketing model of the railroads. With so much going for the railroads, every effort made to familiarize riders with the upcoming fare changes now is a down payment on more satisfied customers in 2026. 'Tis the season to communicate fare changes. Happy holidays and a happy new year to you all. Thanks.
Thank you for your remarks. Second call for Mr. X. That concludes public comments.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, the key performance metrics or the report is in the book for members. And now we're going to go for the joint railroad administrative items. First, we're going to begin with the minutes for the November 19th, 2025 minutes. The minutes have been distributed to all the committee members. Are there any corrections or omissions that you would like to share? No? Then I therefore ask for a motion to accept the minutes as submitted. Thank you, Dan. Do I have a second? Second by Neil. All those in favor? Signify. The minutes are approved. Thank you. Okay, now for the approval of the 2026 work plans. Are there any changes to the work plan?
Yes, Chair. We have a few minor changes. We added the schedule changes for Metro North. Long Island already has theirs in there. And the year in review for both railroads has been moved up from February to January. That is all.
Rob, do you have any? No. Okay. All right, do I have a motion to accept the work plans as amended? So moved. Thank you, Lisa. Second. Jim, thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please. Aye. All those opposed, being none, it passes. Okay, the agency president's report. We'll now hear the president's report from both railroads. As this is Metro North's month to lead, we will start with Justin. Justin, please.
Thank you again, Chair. Good morning. I'm once again happy to report that Metro North's reliability and ridership remain strong. In November, we served nearly 5.8 million customers, 2.3% increase from last year and an 83.2% of pre-pandemic ridership. Weekday ridership climbed 7.3% from last year, achieving 82.5% of our pre-pandemic levels. And weekend ridership remained strong, up 1.9% from last year and standing at nearly 99%. Ridership was also strong over Thanksgiving, with that important discretionary ridership market up nearly 7% over the same period last year, and almost a 15% increase on Thanksgiving Day compared to last year. And late breaking news, so we're seeing a lot of real heavy ridership on the evenings on the New Haven line. So as a result, we're going to try a Super Express train starting tonight. It's going to depart the city at 8:48 p.m. and it's going to stop at Stamford, Bridgeport, and New Haven. So overall, the ride is going to take about 95 minutes. So that should save customers going to New Haven up to 30 minutes. So we're going to run that through January 2nd. So hopefully our customers take advantage of that, because we are seeing extremely strong ridership. And with that, we're getting people where they want to go on time, with 97.8% of our trains operating on time in November and a year-to-date OTP at 97.9%. Credit goes to our dedicated team who continue to deliver these strong results. And finally, our fan-favorite Holiday Light Train returned to service on the day after Thanksgiving this year. And as I mentioned previously, a second diesel haul locomotive light train was added this year. Not surprisingly, we are seeing nothing but positive results. With only a couple more weeks remaining, be sure to check it out on the website for details if you want to catch one of these trains. And as we discussed this morning at the Safety Committee, the 12-month period ending in October 2025, Metro North continued to demonstrate strong safety performance. The reportable lost time injury rate was 1.68 for 200,000 hours, essentially flat compared to the 1.67 in the previous year. The reportable customer injury rate was 1.5 per million customers, a slight increase from 1.45 in the previous year. Importantly, this rate has declined steadily each month since August, reflecting the positive impact of our ongoing safety initiatives. Moving on to the ticketing changes for both railroads. So starting January 4th, the railroads are expanding our fare options to give customers more flexibility and more value. First, we're introducing a new day pass, good for unlimited rides for the whole day within your ticketed zones. On weekdays, pay 10% less than 2 one-way fares. We're also launching a buy 10 rides, get 1 free. This option is for mobile customers who take 10 rides in any combination of peak or off-peak trips in a 14-day period, rewarding our frequent travelers with a free trip automatically in train time. And we're broadening eligibility for seniors, people with qualifying disabilities, and Medicare recipients to help more riders access our system. Reduced fares will be valid on any ride, including morning peak hours, so you can travel when it works best for you. And families will benefit from a new policy allowing up to 4 kids ages 5 to 17 to ride for $1 each when traveling with an adult, making regional travel more affordable for parents and caregivers. One-way ticket expiration times are also changing. All one-way tickets, both paper and mobile, will now be valid from the time of purchase until 4 a.m. the following day. And finally, we are implementing a new surcharge rules for mobile tickets, ensuring consistent fare collection across platforms and reducing misuse. To prepare riders for these changes, we're engaging customers through every communication channel we have, including in-system digital screens, social media, email alerts, station posters, and onboard announcements. Both railroads are also doing robust in-person outreach at major terminals and key stations throughout the system, throughout December and early January, ensuring customers can ask questions, get guidance, and understand how to take full advantage of these new options. As the year comes to an end, I'm proud to reflect on all the work we've accomplished together. Today, I'd like to share just a few of those highlights. We continue to prioritize safety in every part of our operation. We are using virtual reality technology to enhance community outreach and improve employee training, giving people a safe, immersive way to understand the railroad environments. And we are laser focused on delivering excellent service to all of our customers. New Hudson and New Haven Line Super Express trains are providing trips between Poughkeepsie, New Haven, and Grand Central Terminal in 90 minutes or less, providing faster travel and enticing customers to get out of their cars and into our trains. And we're successful at what we do because we have the best employees, and strengthening their skills remain a core priority for Metro North and the MTA. And engagement days and the Next Leaders program, which is our emerging leader group, give employees more opportunities to connect, learn, and contribute to the future of the railroad. We also continue to invest in the infrastructure that strengthens our resiliency. Our 2 major track race projects at Garrison and Mott Haven has greatly improved the resiliency of the operation and helped protect against major weather events. Our new Siemens Charger locomotives are being introduced to modernize the fleet and improve performance and reliability, and we are closely partnering with MTA C&D to move critical projects forward efficiently. The Park Avenue Viaduct reconstruction is setting the benchmark for innovation, with Phase 1 bridge replacement work completed 51 months ahead of schedule and $93 million under budget, freeing up resources and funds for more critical projects. And I think it's extremely important to note that this has been done with no impact to our operation. And Metro North continues to remain focused on improving operating efficiencies as well. Through the application of the standard work principles and in cooperation with our labor partners, we're on track to achieve $67 million in recurring savings this year by simply doing business differently. We are also harnessing the boundless capacity of artificial intelligence to capture and analyze passenger counting statistics, using that data to help determine the most efficient allocations of our rolling stock and guiding us toward better aligning of our service and capacity with our passenger demands and riding patterns. And we have also continued our much-loved Heritage Series. In February, we announced Engine 222 with the classic paint scheme and script logo of the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad, which built and operated the New Haven line and its 3 branches for decades until it merged with Penn Central in 1969. And in June, we announced Engine 203, wearing a 1979 paint scheme applied to MTA 7 overhauled Conrail dual mode locomotives, And for Veterans Day, November 11th, we unveiled Engine 216, our Veterans Commemorative Locomotive. I couldn't be more proud that a group of Metro North veterans provided research and input on the locomotive's design, which pays tribute to every branch of the U.S. military. With that, it concludes my remarks, unless there's any questions.
Any questions for the president? Neil, please.
All right, thank you very much. First of all, I have an office in my town that is right next to the train line and right next to the Garrison train station. And I was in the office the other day, and it was night, and I'm just sitting facing the windows to my left. I'm just on the phone, and all of a sudden I see these blinking lights, and I'm wondering what the heck is that? And it's this gorgeous holiday train, and what a little like spark of life that brought. It was just like in the pitch black, and it was a very dark night to see those little blinking lights in the holiday train. I don't know if people on the train knew how joyful it looked, but certainly watching it go through the station was a nice thing to see. So thank you for that tradition. Secondly, on the other side of the equation, this morning when I was changing trains, a woman said to me, and yeah, by the way, when are we getting that Wi-Fi? And I explained to her that at the previous board meeting, I said that the number one issue I hear about is not safety, it's not price, it's not service, it's Wi-Fi, which is a good problem to have. It's a high-class problem to have. But I just want to note that for all of us, that that's a continued thing. The third piece is I just want to ask us to flip back and forth. Given this nice document you have and the pretty colors, I think it's worth noting how different our mean distance to failure is between the two railroads. And we even have a different scale. One's using almost a scale twice as great. And I just, maybe, Justin, without putting you too much on the spot, the numbers are in the wrong direction for us. I say us, meaning Metro North, because I think still I'm technically in the Metro North committee. And Long Island Railroad is different, and Long Island Railroad has basically half the scale that we do. So it's almost 4 times as much of a problem on Metro North relatively. I assume this is to deal with diesel, but could you just give us some indication, and maybe if you want to wait till next month to talk about it, but it's strikingly different between the two. If you flip between pages 10 and 24, just, like this, you can see such differences.
Just so I'm clear of the question, you're saying Metro North numbers are worse?
Much worse. They appear worse, but you tell me.
I don't think you're reading it properly. So I'm not going to speak for Long Island, but our MDBF for the month is it's over 600,000 miles, which is extremely
The other
good.
direction. Yeah, of course, yeah. So then I guess the question is, Rob, why is it the opposite way in Long Island Railroad?
In all fairness to Rob, if I could real quick, just
go ahead.
So we've had a couple major projects. The first one is the Siemens Chargers, right? They're proven to be exceptionally reliable, which is why you're seeing that huge spike this month. So the team's done a great job getting them out on the road and making sure that they're reliable. The other thing is the M3 door replacement. So we're about 75% complete with that, which has really helped with the in-route door failure. So those two major projects have contributed to those huge spikes that you've seen. Yes, and sorry, Rob.
So without going too heavily into the details, and forgive me with my voice, I'm just starting to get it back. The team at the railroad, yes, the team at the railroad was very happy that I had lost it for a period of time. But it's just two completely different operations. We operated 316,280 trains last year. It's about 95,000 more trains than Metro North did. We make about 1,000 more station stops a year. We were going to decommission the M3 equipment, but due to the delay, we're much more reliant on our M3 equipment. Due to the delay in the M9As, we have to use them much more. And our diesel equipment as well is very old, and that's a high propensity of failures on our diesel equipment, which we're piggybacking on the Siemens locomotives that we hope will improve the MDBF.
That's very helpful, and I guess the core thing you're saying is don't compare the two railroads on this metric.
It's very difficult. It's not comparing apples to apples.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, a lot of it goes to the age of the fleet and what you're comparing. Rob touched on some of the mileage and the stops and whatnot, so there's a lot of differences between the two. But I mean, quite frankly, I think both teams do an amazing job, especially given the age of this equipment.
Thank you. Any other questions for Justin? Okay, now we're going to move on to Rob for his report. Thank you, Rob.
All right, I'm going to try my best, so bear with me, please. Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. Ridership remained strong in November as we had 6.6 million total riders for the month of November. That's 91% of November of 2019 ridership. Year to date, we're at 9.1% above this point. Last year, commutation ridership is up about 10.2% versus November of last year. And monthly ticket ridership, that's very important to me because I like to monitor that to see people coming back to work, is about 10.3% above where it was November of last year. Performance was strong for the month of November, 95.9%. Year to date, we're at 96.3% on total on-time performance. All other performance metrics as well as service information can be found in the book. Onto safety, for the 12-month period ending October 2025, we realized a 29% reduction in the customer injury rate and about an 11% reduction in the employee injury rate. And again, all safety information can be found in the book. So I will too touch on some of 2025's highlights and accomplishments, as it was an incredible year thanks to our great workforce. We'll start with ridership, as we saw significant ridership gains this year. It's really phenomenal to see both post-COVID records and all-time records being achieved as far as ridership. I know we talk a lot about post-COVID, but we're seeing all-time records as well. So in a 7-day period, we carried 1.81 million customers in that time period, which is a post-COVID record. We also had our highest single-day ridership post-COVID with 306,735 riders in one day. And of note, in this fall, we've had 3 days over 300,000 riders, hopefully a sign to come for next year. We had a great U.S. Open this year where we accommodated 177,738 customers. And September was great, due in large part due to the Ryder Cup, but even more impressive, October was a great month as well. Post-pandemic record, we had our highest monthly ridership for October with 7.44 million riders for the month. We had our highest commutation. Again, that's regular riders going into work for the month of October, 3.1 million riders for the month. And Grand Central Madison, also in October, had its highest month ridership with over 1.7 million riders. It actually was closer to 1.8 million. And in August, we had our highest all-time non-commutation ridership with 4.9 million riders for the month. And we also welcomed our 1 millionth rider to the UBS Arena back in January. And it's been a great year for on-time performance as well. I mentioned some of the numbers before, so I'm very superstitious, so I won't reiterate them again. But as I always like to say, so far so good. In February and July, we had our highest month's total on-time performance ever for those 2 months this year. And all this, as we are on pace to operate even more trains than we did last year. As I mentioned, 316,280 trains. We'll operate even more trains this year. And that's with a 99.6% service completion, trips completed. Going on to operating efficiencies and reducing cost, we have achieved our targeted dollar value of $71 million in operating efficiencies, showing that we're becoming more efficient and reducing costs. Revenue protection, very important to our operation as well. Year to date, we're at 97% fares collected on board, meaning that's 3% of fares not collected due to various reasons. We achieved our highest month ever back in April. That was 98.9% fares collected, meaning only 1.1% fares not collected. And in November, wasn't too far behind at 98.5%. So great job by our onboard crews. Customers are seeing the difference in our service, and they're telling us customer satisfaction is up to 81%, 11-point increase over just 1 year ago. Safety from crime or harassment has improved both at the stations and onboard stations, 81% customer satisfaction, and onboard our trains, 89%. And satisfaction with service reliability is at 87%, so customers are feeling the difference. For innovation, we received the APTA Gold Award for rail security for our Office of Security's new Oscar dashboard, which was presented here earlier this year. We have also begun the installation of the next generation of ticket vending machines throughout our system, Metro North as well, making the purchasing process much more convenient. And our Office of Innovation team implemented an app to track and manage insulated joints, a main cause of delays on our system and a vulnerability. We're also ensuring we have a secure infrastructure as we implemented many, many new state of good repair programs, but we've also made significant progress in making our system 100% accessible. Last month, St. Albans became live as far as an elevator, making it accessible, and Laurelton and Locust Manors will be coming online as well. And once that happens, our system will be 93% accessible. Quite remarkable. And what a year, I have to say, and it's really all due to our incredible employees who I thank. And just to touch on some of the holiday service, on Christmas Eve, we'll operate a regular weekday schedule. On Christmas Day, we'll operate a weekend/holiday schedule. And on New Year's Eve, we'll operate a weekday schedule. However, we'll add 11 extra westbound trains into the city for the ball drop. And on New Year's Day will be a weekend/holiday schedule. We'll add 12 additional extra eastbound trains after the ball drops, with the ability to operate even more if conditions necessitate. But I just remind everyone to please check the website and the Train Time app for the most up-to-date schedule information. This is a good news story. The Long Island Railroad once again teamed up with customers to help them make the holiday season brighter for those less fortunate. Our generous employees and customers contributed non-perishable food and personal care items to help City Harvest, Island Harvest, and Long Island Cares support deserving families in our region during this season of giving. As we hosted our second annual Day of Giving, in all, we collected 652 pounds of food for the three charities. That food will provide 543 meals to needy families in our area. I want to thank everyone who gave of themselves to help make sure that no one goes hungry during the holidays. And finally, I'd just like to wish everyone a happy, healthy holidays and a happy new year. And that concludes my remarks if anyone has any questions.
Thank you, Rob. You followed up with Justin. It's been a wonderful year, and to the employees, both of you credited the employees, the workforce that you have that gave you the opportunity to reach such great achievements. So congratulations, and thank you for all you do. Thanks. Are there any questions for Rob? Yes, Melva.
Hello? Yeah, sure. So I didn't hear much, just two things. I didn't hear much about the Long Island Railroad holiday train. I'm just saying because I was riding down Sunrise Highway, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a very pretty decorated Long Island Railroad train, and then got two calls. So I don't know if it was Metro North in our territory, or if we have a very beautiful holiday train on the Long Island Railroad as well.
No, we do as well. I didn't think it was worth mentioning or whatever. But
Yeah,
we're
you
very
need to
proud
brag.
of it.
Like, I don't understand.
The employees are I like to thank the employees for putting it together. But I think both trains on both properties speak for themselves.
Thank you. And the second question is about fares collected. I will say, as a frequent rider of the Long Island Railroad, it's definitely a better job. The conductors collecting tickets. Even when I think about if I'm on the train and I realize no one came to check my ticket, once I look down the row, I see someone coming, which makes me feel really good. So I'm just really curious about how do you document non-collected? Like, what are the reasons why tickets aren't collected, and how do you document that?
Well, we have auditors. The MTA has auditors ride our train, and they document every instance. They ride all trains, all times, peak period, off-peak period, different locations, unannounced, and they monitor and they watch our employees to see they collect their fare. And as you said, they do an incredible job. Even with all that increased ridership, we're improving our ability to collect fares, and that goes to the fare revenue team doing their homework, doing their due diligence, technology, looking at ridership trends, see where we're going, working closely with the MTA PD, who've done a an incredible job with all the train rides, supporting our crews, enforcing fare collection, enforcing when customers don't want to pay the fare, taking them off the train and doing the things that they have to do. I won't speak for Chief Taffy, but it's a real collaborative effort and really an importance to the MTA as a whole, as you know, Melva. But it's something that we take very seriously, and we ensure that we have employees at the right locations at the right times.
But I can definitely attest, it's 100% better than 2 years ago, a year ago, even 6 months ago, and it's really been a collective effort between the police as well as the conductors, and even just riders, just knowing that they can't get by anymore. So congratulations on a great job.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions? Yes, Chris.
Rob, I just want to say thank you for your presentation. We're seeing the differences that are being made in the collaborative effort between managers and the labor force, and it's being seen right before our eyes, so thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir, Randy.
I want to go back to Metro North. I was on Hudson Line Saturday and Sunday, and the crews were making announcements about the new ticketing changes. And it was the busiest day I'd seen in Grand Central. It was mobbed.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Before we continue with our regular agenda, I'd like to convene an executive session pursuant to Public Officers Law, Section 105C. May I have a motion? Motion, Jim. Second, Lisa. All those in favor? Aye. All right. Thank you. We will short executive session. So. Okay, let us return from back to open session. I'd like to make a motion to leave the executive session. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Zuckerman. All those in favor, saying aye. Thank you. All right, we are back into open session, and the purpose of the executive session was to discuss, we were kind enough to be visited, who accepted our invitation. The Inspector General, Daniel Court, and his staff met with us to talk about an ongoing investigation that is deeply involved in the criminal justice system with personnel matters. He was very informative and very supportive, and we appreciate you and your staff's efforts. But since this is an ongoing investigation, we cannot publicly discuss details, but your efforts and input are deeply appreciated. So thank you to you and your staff, and we look forward to your continuing work effort that you're putting into this. Thank you. Okay, now for the next item, the MTA police report for the month is in the book, so we're going to move on. The Metro North action items. Justin, can you take us through the information items for Metro North?
Yep, we have one action for the NISDAC grant for connecting services. All the details are in the book, but it's what we do every year.
Thank you. We'll refer to the full board, please. Thank you. And
the information items?
Information items, please.
All the information items are in the book.
Okay. Any information items from the Long Island Railroad, Rob?
No, as mentioned, they're all in the book, including the diversity report for the third quarter.
Okay, and the agency finance reports, I believe both of those are in the book as well.
That is correct.
And the procurements, I believe we have Metro North procurement, but we're going to put that forward.
We have one procurement to
You
run
do?
through.
Okay. You can make the presentation now, please. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. Metro North Railroad is seeking MTA board approval of a non-competitive miscellaneous service contract on behalf of Metro North and Long Island Railroad for the lease of 3 laser train modules. That's 1 for Metro North and 2 for Long Island for rail-based cleaning from Laser Tribology. The contract term is for 2 years starting in January 2026 with 1 additional option year if elected. The total amount of this contract, including the option period, is $14.8 million funded by MTA operating budget. The railroads are also seeking board approval to authorize the MTA Assistant Deputy Chief Procurement Officer to approve the exercise of the 1-year option. Following each leaf season, which is typically from early October to late November, the railroads have historically experienced slip-slide events due to contamination of the rail by leaf debris, which reduces the level of adhesion between the rail and the train wheel, and adversely affects the train's ability to stop, resulting in damage to wheels in the form of flat spots. The resulting wheel damage requires removing passenger cars and locomotives from service for repair, thereby causing delays and shorter or canceled trains, negatively impacting customer support. The laser train modules, consisting of cleaning heads attached to the truck of a non-revenue rail car, provide railhead-based cleaning for the removal of leaf debris and contaminants from the top of rail services to reduce the number of damaging slip-slide events, resulting in enhanced equipment availability, safety, and reliability. This new agreement ensures continued coverage for future leaf seasons for both railroads and also increases Long Island's laser train modules capabilities beyond the current 35 miles per hour configuration to 60 miles per hour, mirroring Metro North's capabilities. Through a market survey and sole source ad, Laser Tribology has been determined to be the only current known vendor providing this type of cutting-edge technology for rail cleaning. The new average contract lease price for the 3 60-mile-per-hour units is approximately 4% less than the previous contract price with this firm. The utilization of laser train modules has provided great benefits to the railroads, starting with the first pilot conducted by Long Island in 2020. Over the past year, laser trains have cleaned over 30,000 miles of track, which is more than tenfold improvement over using water and rail scrubbers. As a result of laser train module implementation, the railroads have significantly reduced annual wheel maintenance by eliminating thousands of wheel repairs or replacements during the peak leaf season, saving MTA resources while improving customer support and safety. Pending any questions, I would like to request a vote on this month's procurement. I'm not sure we have a quorum.
We will refer this to the board on Wednesday. Thank you. Any questions for Tom? Okay. Now I'm going to ask for a very important motion right now to adjourn. Neil, thank you. Do I have a second, Jim? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you all for attending.